What is proof of possession of an FCC-issued operator/primary license grant? A. The printed operator/primary station license issued by the FCC must be displayed at the transmitter site. B. The control operator must have an operator/primary station license in his or her possession when in control of a transmitter. C. The control operator's operator/primary station license must appear in the FCC's Consolidated Licensee Database. D. All of these choices are correct. C. The control operator's operator/primary station license must appear in the FCC's Consolidated Licensee Database. Why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? A. To allow for calibration error in the transmitter frequency display. B. So that modulation sidebands do not extend beyond the band edge. C. To allow for transmitter frequency drift. D. All of these choices are correct. D. All of these choices are correct. What may result when correspondence from the FCC is returned as undeliverable because the grantee failed to provide and maintain a correct mailing address with the FCC? A. Fine or imprisonment. B. Revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. C. Require the licensee to be re-examined. D. Reduction of one rank in operator class. B. Revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. What is the meaning of the term broadcasting in the FCC rules for the amateur radio service? A. Two-way transmissions by amateur stations. B. Transmission of music. C. Transmission of messages directed only to amateur operators. D. Transmissions intended for reception by the general public. D. Transmissions intended for reception by the general public. When, under normal circumstances, may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an exclusive amateur extra class operator segment of the amateur band? When? A. At no time. B. When operating a special event station. C. As part of a multi-operator contest team. D. When using a club station whose trustee is an amateur extra class operator licensee. A. At no time. When is an amateur station required to transmit its assigned call sign? A. At the beginning of each contact, and every 10 minutes thereafter. B. At least once during each transmission. C. At least every 15 minutes during and at the end of a communication. D. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. D. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. What is meant by repeater offset? A. The difference between the repeater's transmit frequency and its receive frequency. B. The repeater has a time delay to prevent interference. C. The repeater station identification is done on a separate frequency. D. The number of simultaneous transmit frequencies used by a repeater. A. The difference between the repeater's transmit frequency and its receive frequency. Which Q signal indicates that you are changing frequency? A. QRU. B. QSY. C. QSL. D. QRZ. B. QSY. What is meant by the term check in reference to a formal traffic message? A. The number of words or word equivalents in the text portion of the message. B. The value of the money order attached to the message. C. A list of stations that have relayed the message. D. A box on the message form that indicates that the message was received and/or relayed. A. The number of words or word equivalents in the text portion of the message. What can happen if the antennas at opposite ends of a VHF or UHF line of sight radio link are not using the same polarization? A. The modulation side bands might become inverted. B. Signals could be significantly weaker. C. Signals have an echo effect on voices. D. Nothing significant will happen. B. Signals could be significantly weaker. What is the approximate velocity of the radio wave as it travels through free space? A. 150,000 kilometers per second. B. 300 million meters per second. C. 300 million miles per hour. D. 150,000 miles per hour. B. 300 million meters per second. Wire direct, not via repeater. UHF signals rarely heard from stations outside your local coverage area. A. They are too weak to go very far. B. FCC regulations prohibit them from going more than 50 miles. C. UHF signals are usually not reflected by the ionosphere. D. UHF signals are absorbed by the ionospheric D layer. C. UHF signals are usually not reflected by the ionosphere. How might a computer be used as part of an amateur radio station? A. For logging contacts and contact information. B. For sending and or receiving CW. C. For generating and decoding digital signals. D. All of these choices are correct. D. All of these choices are correct. What does the term RIT mean? A. Receiver input tone. B. Receiver incremental tuning. C. Rectifier inverter test. D. Remote input transmitter. B. Receiver incremental tuning. Electrical power is measured in which of the following units? A. Volts. B. Watts. C. Ohms. D. Amperes. B. Watts. What is the amount of change, measured in decibels dB, of a power increase from 20 watts to 200 watts? A. 10 dB. B. 12 dB. C. 18 dB. D. 28 dB. A. 10 dB. What is the basic unit of inductance? A. The coulomb. B. The farad. C. The Henry. D. The ohm. C. The Henry. What is the current through a 100 ohm resistor connected across 200 volts? A. 20,000 amperes. B. 0.5 amperes. C. 2 amperes. D. 100 amperes. C. 2 amperes. What type of component is often used as an adjustable volume control? A. Fixed resistor. B. Power resistor. C. Potentiometer. D. Transformer. C. Potentiometer. What electronic component allows current to flow in only one direction? A. Resistor. B. Fuse. C. Diode. D. Driven element. C. Diode. What is component 3 in figure T3? Its symbol is a repeating series of humps with an arrow pointing toward it. A. Connector. B. Meter. C. Variable capacitor. D. Variable inductor. D. Variable inductor. Which of the following is a resonant or tuned circuit? A. An inductor and a capacitor connected in series or parallel to form a filter. B. A type of voltage regulator. C. A resistor circuit used for reducing standing wave ratio. D. A circuit designed to provide high-fidelity audio. A. An inductor and a capacitor connected in series or parallel to form a filter. Which term describes the ability of a receiver to discriminate between multiple signals? A. Discrimination ratio. B. Sensitivity. C. Selectivity. D. Harmonic distortion. C. Selectivity. What is a Part 15 device? A. An unlicensed device that may emit low-power radio signals on frequencies used by a licensed service. B. An amplifier that has been type certified for amateur radio. C. A device for long-distance communications using special code sanctioned by the International Amateur Radio Union. D. A type of test set used to determine whether a transmitter complies with FCC Regulation 91.15. A. An unlicensed device that may emit low-power radio signals on frequencies used by a licensed service. What is the primary purpose of a dummy load? A. To prevent transmitting signals over the air when making tests. B. To prevent overmodulation of a transmitter. C. To improve the efficiency of an antenna. D. To improve the signal-to-noise ratio of the receiver. A. To prevent transmitting signals over the air when making tests. Which of the following precautions should be taken when measuring circuit resistance with an ohmmeter? A. Ensure that the applied voltages are correct. B. Ensure that the circuit is not powered. C. Ensure that the circuit is grounded. D. Ensure that the circuit is operating at the correct frequency. B. Ensure that the circuit is not powered. Which of the following is a form of amplitude modulation? A. Spread spectrum. B. Packet radio. C. Single sideband. D. Phase shift keying PSK. C. Single sideband. What is a satellite beacon? A. The primary transmit antenna on the satellite. B. An indicator light that shows where to point your antenna. C. Reflective surface on the satellite. D. A transmission from a satellite that contains status information. D. A transmission from a satellite that contains status information. What name is given to an amateur radio station that is used to connect other amateur stations to the Internet? A. A gateway. B. A repeater. C. A digipeater. D. A beacon. A. A gateway. What does the term APRS mean? A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. B. Associated Public Radio Station. C. Auto Planning Radio Setup. D. Advanced Polar Radio System. A. Automatic Packet Reporting System. What is a beam antenna? A. An antenna built from aluminum I-beams. B. An omnidirectional antenna invented by Clarence Beam. C. An antenna that concentrates signals in one direction. D. An antenna that reverses the phase of received signals. C. An antenna that concentrates signals in one direction. Which of the following connectors is most suitable for frequencies above 400 MHz? A. UHF-PL 259/SO239 connector. B. A Type N connector. C. An RS-213 connector. DADB25 connector. BA type N connector. Why is it unwise to install a 20 ampere fuse in the place of a 5 ampere fuse? A. The larger fuse would be likely to blow because it is rated for higher current. B. The power supply ripple would greatly increase. C. Excessive current could cause a fire. D. All of these choices are correct. C. Excessive current could cause a fire. What is the purpose of a gin pole? A. To temporarily replace guy wires. B. To be used in place of a safety harness. C. To lift tower sections or antennas. D. To provide a temporary ground. C. To lift tower sections or antennas. What is the maximum power level that an amateur radio station may use at VHF frequencies before an RF exposure evaluation is required? A. 1500 watts PEP transmitter output. B. 1 watt forward power. C. 50 watts PEP at the antenna. D. 50 watts PEP reflected power. C. 50 watts PEP at the antenna.